everyone, and welcome back to my doll collecting channel. Today I have a highly requested video, and that is how to take care of different types of American Girl doll hair. So I have 6 dolls from my collection here, which I think show a wide range of the types of hair you can get with American Girl dolls. So we have dolls with straight hair, with covey, wavy hair with Mary Ellen, starting to get curly with Sage, then curly hair like Courtney, a little bit curlier with Cecile, and maybe dolls like Claudie, and then you have Evette, which is kind of her own type of hair. And I'm going to be showing in this video today how to take care of each different style of hair. Now, American Girl might come out with new styles of hair in the next few years, or maybe there is a doll with super unique hair that is missing from my collection, but I think this is a good general video for most American Girl dolls that are out there. Now, the 2 things you're going to need when doing American Girl doll hair, number 1 is you're always going to need a wire brush like this. Mine is from Maple Leaf Girls. This is from like 2007. It is very old, but it's been doing great. It's over 10-15 years old, and it's only missing a few bristles there. But this is amazing. You need to have wire brushes. I've seen people use pet brushes. American Girl sells brushes. Our generation sells brushes like this. Just do not use plastic brushes or regular brushes for human hair. It will damage the hair over time, so make sure it is wired 100%. Then for most of the tutorials, except for maybe the straight hair, but anything with curly hair, you need some water. So you can put it in a spray bottle. Any spray bottle will do. This one I just reused a perfume bottle when the perfume was empty. I washed it out and just used it with water. This is from Bath and Body Works, but it's just water. So, but you can go to the dollar store and get a spray bottle. It doesn't really matter. Another thing I'm going to be using for these tutorials is this Pleasant Company salon apron coat thing. I don't know what it's officially called, but I'm going to put this on the dolls. You can either use one of these from American Girl they have released a few different versions of these, or you can use a towel for whenever you see me use this, when I'm using the spray bottle to protect the doll's bodies and limbs. You can just use a towel and wrap around a towel around your doll. But if you have one of these are great, but if you don't, that's fine as well. So the first doll we have is Covey, and Covey is the Girl of the Year for 2023. And she has straight hair, and a lot of dolls from American Girl have straight hair, so this will cover a lot of dolls that are in the American Girl collection. So you want to make sure you're sitting firmly on the ground or in your chair. Just make sure you're steady and the doll is steady, so you can either stand them up and hold them by their arm, or, well, not their arm, maybe more of their torso, but just make sure they're steady and you're gentle. And you're going to take the hair, I'm holding her like this, and you're going to take it, and you're going to start at the bottom and work your way up, doing very, very little strokes with the brush, starting at the bottom, making sure all those knots are out. You do not want to start at the top and push down, because then if there's a knot right here, it pushes it down, rips the hair out. So that's why you want to start at the bottom, getting rid of the little knots, and then work your way up. And then there you go. I think that is probably fairly straightforward. Next we have the curly hair dolls. So this is Mary Ellen. Nanea also has hair like this, where you look like this, and it's not straight like Covey's, but it does have kind of a little bit, almost a curl at the bottom here. So with this one, you have 2 options. It's kind of a combination of what I would do with a doll with curly hair like Sage, which is the next doll, and Covey. You can, with this doll, do the same thing you did with Covey. Start at the bottom, get the knots, and slowly work your way up in the hair. And the curl, or the almost curl, whatever you want to call it, should hold, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if you want to, and I do this every once in a while, I get my spray bottle, take off the cap, and I'm going to be very careful, but this is normally when you would get a towel out Or you know what, I'm gonna put actually the apron on. I'm gonna tie it on just to protect her arms and her clothes. I'm gonna spray it just lightly. Make sure not to get it in her eyes. That is the top thing. If it gets on her limbs, that's okay. You can wash it off with a towel and magic eraser. But if you get it in her eyes, that could cause rust and then cause her not to be able to, well, I was gonna say see, but she's not gonna be able to blink, or when you lie her down, her eyes won't close. Or her eye will get permanently closed, which is another thing you do not want. And so you just kind of start at the bottom, brush, and you can get it a little wet too. Now you can do this with straight hair dolls too. If the hair is really messy and really difficult to take care of, you can just spray it with water. But this one, you can use it occasionally, but I'm gonna be showing you with the next doll, using water is essential. So you can do this and just kind of brush the hair and it will look like that. The next doll is Sage, but other dolls that have this hair are Caroline or number 84, or a lot of the Truly Me's have this kind of hair. Her hair is quite uncurled right now, and that's what I'm gonna fix in this video. First, if they have glasses, you're gonna take off the glasses. She had earrings. I took out her earrings. As you can see, there's no earrings in there. But what you wanna do is this one definitely needs water. Before you touch it, don't brush it without using water. So you're gonna take it, and she has a sweater on, and it's a homemade sweater, and it's not official American Girl, so I'm not gonna put the apron on her for that. But you're going to spray her hair, and you're gonna use a lot more water than what I used with Mary Ellen, which was the previous doll. And what you're gonna do is first this is how I do it, brush it out like you would straight hair, just to get the knots out. If it's really messy, if it's not really messy, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a chunk of hair, maybe this is a little bit too big, maybe half the chunk there, where it naturally kind of creates a curl. And you'll see how it naturally creates a curl. Then you're gonna spray this with water. Make sure, try not to get it on her skin. Or if you have official American Girl clothes, don't get it on official American Girl clothes, but so you're gonna spray it with water, and then you're gonna brush it. Her hair is really messy right now, but the water makes it a lot easier to get through those tangles. Then you're gonna, what I do, finger curl it. Wrap it around your finger like this and pull it out, and make sure it's kind of tight. And then when you let go, it looks like this. Now after you have this nice curl, I spray it again. I'm gonna move it away from her face, spray it with water again, and let it dry. And then maybe twirl it again and make it look better. Now I think I saw a video that said American Girl hair always curls to the left. I don't know if that's true or not. I know they always curl one way. I want to say the left, but I might be wrong. But you'll just know. When you look at the doll hair, naturally curl it in the direction it wants to curl. Don't go the other way. And for me, I believe it's the left. If I'm sitting right here, it goes this way when she's facing towards the camera. So, or when she's facing away from me, she spins this way. And naturally the hair wants to curl a certain way. And just go with the way the curl wants to go. So the next doll, I debated whether or not including her or just combining her with the next doll I'm going to be showing. But this is Courtney, and she has really, really curly hair, as you can tell. It's not the curliest I've seen from American Girl, but it is up there. It is very, very curly. And how I take care of Courtney's hair is, let's take a curl that's kind of doing bad. Let's take this one here. It's looking a little sad. So we're gonna stand her up and make her sturdy. Be very careful, or sit her down in a chair, or sit her down in your lap. And what I'm gonna do, there's many different strategies to do this, but this is how I do it. You're gonna spray with water. This is a must for all types of American Girl curly hair. And people with curly hair, you need, as you can see, I have curly hair. And you're gonna start at the bottom, very gently. Oh, you can tell this is 2 curls. Okay, I'll let go of that curl. And you're gonna brush, starting at the bottom, very gently. Get the curl out. I'm gonna brush it out a little bit. But then, right away, as it's still wet, and you might have to spray, I'm gonna spray it with some more water, which you might have to do. Spray it with more water. And then kind of flatten these flyaways down. And just keep it curly around your finger. And then there you go. That's kind of the curl. Looks a lot better. And then you put it back down, and then you have to go around with each of the curls there and redo it. You can also, American Girl sells a hair pick. I think it's purple or something like that. And it's just a kind of a smaller hairbrush type thing. And I know people use that with curly hair, and that's what they recommend with dolls with curly hair. But I haven't used it, I don't own one. And I think this strategy works for me. But you're gonna have to make the decision for yourself. But also, if you find that the hair pick works really well for you, just a little bit makes it easier, then totally buy it. These things are so worth it, especially if you are a collector of American Girl. Get one of these, either from American Girl. I recommend the Maple Leaf one 100% because it's made out of wood. It's a good size. I find the American Girl ones are small, but this is a good size. This is the one that I recommend for American Girls, Maple Leafs, 18-inch dolls in general, this Maple Leaf brush. And it's a good price too. Next we have Cecile. So this is the doll that I was talking about how I didn't know if I should not, well, I was definitely going to include Cecile, but I didn't know if I was going to include Courtney. But basically, you want to do a very similar thing to what you did with Courtney with Cecile's hair. So let's take a curl from Cecile's hair. Let's take this one, it's kind of messy. And we're going to pull it apart. So, very first thing, spray with a ton of water. Water, a lot more water probably on Cecile's hair than Courtney's hair, because it's a tighter curl. And this probably applies to Claudie too, so if you have Claudie, so you're gonna brush out the curl, very gently starting at the bottom, very small, getting the knots out. And then I'm curling kind of as I go to make sure that it doesn't lose the curliness. And so I do a combination of what I would do with Courtney's hair, but this hair is not really allowing for that right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna curl it around my finger and then maybe just deal with the flyaways. And maybe just using my hands, maybe using the brush, just kind of combing those flyaways. Now, one big mistake I see people making with dolls with curly hair or people with curly hair is that they expect it to be perfect. They expect that you should have no flyaways and it should be perfect all the time. When naturally, with curly hair, that's not what happens. You can try to use hairspray and gel to make that less of a thing, but most of the time it won't be perfect. But with this, as you can see, it's much better than it was before, just because I kind of twisted it around my fingers, sprayed it with some water, and just twisted it, and I used a little bit of the brush. Very gently, kind of, the best I can describe is kind of like dab it, or like just pull it, then put it down, and then grab it again if you need it to get rid of a knot. But it's not like a full-on brush. Like Courtney, you could probably get away with starting and doing a full-on brush and then spraying it. But with Cecile's hair, you can't really get away with doing that. Then we have the final doll. This is Evette. And this doll, when she came out, there was so much controversy around her hair and how to take care of her hair, but I think she has fairly easy hair to take care of. Again, it's curly hair, so it's not gonna be perfect. And it has, I find that she has different kind of levels of frizziness, and it will be frizzy. That's just Evette's hair, and some people just have really frizzy hair, and that's okay. But to control the frizziness a little bit, or if you want to make it a little bit less frizzy, all I do, this is the simplest thing that I do, I spray it with water, usually a lot of water, just all over her hair. Make sure not to get on her limbs. I think I'll just pull up her sweater a little bit. Like lots of water. I might keep this all in the video so you see actually how much water. And then while it's wet, I would never do this if it's dry, but while it's wet, kind of brush the water, make sure the water's kind of evenly spread out, just lightly tapping it. Not, as you see, I'm not like pushing it and grabbing it like this. I'm like tapping it. And then after I feel like the water is fairly even spread out in the hair, then I scrunch up. And I'm gonna probably use more water actually because she has a lot of hair. And just scrunch it up. Scrunch it like this. Just like you would do with certain types of curly hair. I don't do this with my curly hair because I don't have the type of curly hair where you can get away with this, but Evette, you can do that. And just floof it up like that. As you can see, it looks better, less poofy. And if you want it to even look less frizzier, just use more water and just keep scrunching. Like, might take you a while to get a perfect look, but I don't think you'll ever get a perfect look with Evette. But it can become less frizzy if you just spray it with water and scrunch it up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This video was highly requested by many people wondering how I personally, as a collector of American Girl, take care of different types of American Girl hair. Now, American Girl might release a new type of hair next month that won't be covered in this video, obviously, but this is the main types of hair that I've seen American Girl release since I've been collecting. But if you like this video, if you want to see more doll collecting videos, including doll collecting advice about how to take care of your American Girl collection, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Also, make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.